Mac Nerd Christmas. I'm Salam Ismail. Welcome to the Vintage Computer Shack. We're going to do an unboxing today of 4 Macintoshes, 2 Macintosh Pluses, and 2 Macintosh 512K Enhanced in the box in various conditions. We're going to examine the boxes. We're going to pull the innards out and see what we have. So we are going to start with this Macintosh Plus. This would have been released in the 1985 time frame, perhaps as late as 1986. Not entirely sure about that. Thereabouts, not too important, I don't think. Here's the original mailing shipping label here. Box itself, not in the greatest condition. Got a little dent here from being stored packed too tightly. It's pretty dirty all around, especially on this side. That's a lot of ingrained dirt. It's not coming out. Some punctures and tears all around, but overall not too shabby. A lot of tape residue. This is what happens when this tape, the shipping tape, dries up over time. The more durable plastic layer has already peeled off, and it's left this pretty permanent residue here. This is the sticky residue that's now all hardened up. Looks a little nicer on this side, but as you can see, it leaves a permanent residue on the box, and this is something that's pretty much inescapable, as we're going to see with the rest of these boxes. This one actually came out better than others, and what you want to do is avoid the temptation to pull this tape off, at least too prematurely, or else it's not going to go so well. So keep that in mind, but at any rate, we'll see what we have inside of here now. Here's our extended Mac keyboard. This is the old style one with the phone cord, phone plug, mini plug, and of course we have a newer style Apple desktop mouse, and we've got some foam here. The foam is in pretty nice shape. No chunks, big chunks missing or anything like that. Set this down over to the side, and looky here. We've got a Macintosh, well, sort of nicely protected with a piece of plastic. And here's our baby. Go ahead and pull that out. Put him next to the box there for a second, and looks like, oh, we got a nice older style Macintosh mouse in here. A little bit yellowed. As we can see, there's a moderate amount of yellowing on this case. There's a good example of it right there. Probably, let's see, it used to be some sort of screen protector probably over here, and it mounted on the corner here, and there would have been a plastic leg that went down here to kind of form over and stay in place, or a paper holder, some sort of plastic clip. But at any rate, it's a good demonstration of the yellowing. If you took this off, you could really see it. But overall, that's a pretty nice condition Mac Plus. We've got the reset and interrupt switches for programming. And let's see on the back here. Let's check the battery compartment real quick. Battery's in there, but it's clean. I'm going to go ahead and remove it. There's no reason these should be in here when you're storing them for any length of time. We're kind of actually fortunate that that hasn't started leaking and dripping all over the place, or at least just powdering up as it oxidizes, as it leaks. But anyway, pretty nice looking unit. If we pull it up, let's look at the bottom. If we can get it to stay in place. Now, there's a little mar right there. It's not terrible, but definitely noticeable. So there's that. Lift it up here. There's a serial number. F9099YF M00001A, which is the model number, M001A. The pertinent serial number is the first 6 or so alphanumeric characters there. Got a little fuzz. So that's it, just some detritus, some twist ties, and plastic down there. Oh, and a foot, rubber foot to probably the keyboard. Nope. Maybe the Macintosh. Yep, right there. I'm missing a foot. We'll get that glued on. But otherwise, very nice looking unit. Let's plug it in, see what happens. let's see, turn the switch off first. Put the power in there. Let's turn it on. Healthy beep so far. Let's see. Oh, there's some screen. And we have what do we have? Wants a disc. Well, there you go. That's a pretty healthy sign so far. That's only the first battle, though. We need to get a disc in there and try it out, but we're gonna have to do that another time. But so far, we've got a clean looking Macintosh right there. Let's move on to the next one. Alright, and next up we have the next Macintosh Plus. This box is a bit wider, brighter, but definitely has its own flaws. There's a couple dings, as might be expected in a box this old. Bit of dirt on the top. Tape is coming off on the bottom. Quick note, just keep in mind that as you're carrying this thing around, maybe by the handles, this tape is no longer secure to the bottom and everything could potentially fall out. Don't have that experience myself, but something to just be mindful of. Here's the label here and the original shipping label. This seems to be the store that it went to here in Dublin, California somewhere. And anyway, here's an example of, again, the tape coming nicely off. I remember doing this actually. I was encouraged by how easily this side came off, so then I thought, okay, well, I'll do the same on this side, and oops, it was still very firmly attached. So don't make that same mistake if you don't want to cause even more damage to the box. But overall, this box is not in horrible shape, but definitely dirty, and that's pretty ingrained dirt. It looks like a little bit of water splashing here on the dust that was already on it. This is duct tape residue. Somebody thought using duct tape for a box was a good idea. Never a good idea. It doesn't stick very well, and it just leaves a disgusting residue. But let's commence with the unboxing. Again, another extended Apple keyboard here. The original. This actually is a platinum color, and I believe that might indicate that the rest of this system is going to be platinum as well. Here is what looks like to be a platinum mouse. The original style, again, with the big fat button. And here's our keyboard cable. Again, the styrofoam is in pretty nice shape. Looks good. No missing pieces that I can see really at all. Not that that matters too much. Ooh, we have extra accessories in here. Looks like we have a box. Maybe this is, I'm pretty sure this is what that last one was missing, because this seems like it should be in that space there. Aha, we have a external disk drive. Or maybe not. Maybe this was an extra. I don't know. It just seems like it fits in here really well. There's a space for it, certainly. Let's see, more accessories. Here is a, oh, look at that, a Grappler C Mac Plus. C or Mac or GS. So I guess you could use this on a Apple II GS or a Macintosh or an Apple IIc. Basically anything that had the serial I/O port. Let's see, what am I yanking on right here? Looks to be some sort of serial cable, or maybe that's the cable from the back end. Yeah, it is. This is the serial connector for the Grappler. This is most likely a buffer, printer buffer. And here's a parallel cable, or is it a disk drive cable? Not sure at this point. Serial cable, maybe. And a power cable, and let's see, the goodies keep coming. Here is a disk drive case for a hard drive, if I'm not mistaken, SCSI. And we have a power supply here. Does this Grappler require the power supply? Yes, it does. That goes to the Grappler, and we have our original covering here, probably for the Macintosh, some foam cover. We have another power cord, and finally, without further ado, except for this last little Terminator dongle there, we have our Macintosh Plus. Just pull this guy out, bring it next to the box. Let's get our box out of the way here, and let's see what we have. Again, pretty good condition. This definitely was the platinum edition, so it's a later edition. Lots of yellowing on the front. You can see the contrast pretty darkly there, or starkly. A little bit of dirt, but otherwise pretty good shape. Got here a Mac Plus. Check the battery compartment. Battery compartment looks to be alright. Let's see, this guy's a little bit stubborn. It came out. Tiny bit of corrosion there, really not much. Again, it looks pretty good, although there is some corrosion on that clip, but looks fine. Blow it out there a little bit. All our ports look good. Very clean in the back, where it wasn't sun-soaked. Our serial number, unfortunately, is upside down. Let's turn this around. Check our serial number here. It is E915RDZM5880. And let's plug this in, see what we get. There's our plug, and here we go. Good healthy beep. Just get focused to your camera. Okay, there, the screen's coming up pretty nicely, pretty bright. And we have, what do we got? Asking for a disc. Alright, well, that's a pretty good sign too. There you have it. Second Macintosh Plus, along with all of these accessories, this big tangled mess of accessories. It's a, this is a, let's look at what this is. It's an Apple 3.5 drive. So, there you have it. Nice mess of Macintosh Plus. And look what I found digging in the bottom of the box here. The original programmer switch. Alright, next up we have Macintosh 512K Enhanced. So this was actually the third release of the original Macintosh-ish, I guess. You had the original Mac, and then you had the Mac 512, and this is the 512 Enhanced. So let's see what Enhanced gets us. Unfortunately, we have this pretty awful looking box. There's a big tear down there, and we got some water damage here. A lot of tape, not even secondary tape. I didn't even try to peel this off. Well, I guess I just did. But anyway, a lot of little water, not rain, but water spotting. On the bright side, the other half of this box is actually pretty phenomenal looking. This face of it is pretty nice. It's got a little bit of some abrading right here, but otherwise it's in pretty decent shape. Let's see what's inside of it. I can see there was definitely some water that was leaking onto this box, which is unfortunate. Now we have this, we have the limited warranty inside of the original. Look at that, Computer Craft sticker, $9.95. I don't know what this was for. This might not have even been for the computer. We have some cables. Here is a serial cable, it looks like. Power and power. Ah, we got a disc, good. Maybe we can start trying some drives out. Looks like we have part of the programmer's switch that has been broken off through some negligence. So we'll see what that's all about. Let's put this disc over here. Can at least maybe stick it in the drive and see what happens. I have a lot of experience with those drives, which I'll go into when we try to stick that disc in, see what happens. Foam looks pretty good. Now we're starting to see these accessory inserts. Let's pull this out. And we'll pull this one out. I know from experience this is the mouse. And that's the keyboard. Let's see what we have here. So indeed we have the mouse. Original larger button mouse. With some typical aging, yellowing. These seem to be upside down actually. And here's our original size Macintosh keyboard with looks like a yen symbol, so maybe this is somebody with a Chinese language background was using this at some point. At any rate, we have the cable, so it all seems to be here. Styrofoam is all in really nice shape. Here's our friend Macintosh. In this case, the bag is wrapped around Macintosh, so let's pull this guy out. Let's look in the bottom here, see if we have any fun accessories. Styrofoam is cracked down there. I don't think anything's down there, so put the box aside for now. Let's get this guy unwrapped. Okay, and pull this off. There we go. Pretty nice, clean looking Macintosh. We got no name tags up front, which is what you'd expect on an earlier Macintosh. In the back we have Mac 512K emblem. It's like our battery compartment. Again, thankfully nice and clean, although we do have even a bit more of that oxidation from and slight corrosion of the battery terminals, but again, nothing that can't be cleaned off with some very easily with some distilled white vinegar. So that's good. There we go. There's a satisfying clip I was looking for. Here's our model number 001E, which indicates the enhanced, and then our 512K model. Let's see. Here's our programmer switch, which yes, indeed has been damaged, but not too big of a deal. This is something that's intended to be inserted in after you buy the unit, if you do intend to program, because then this has a plastic extension that triggers the interrupt switch, and in this case the reset switch. And it looks like this was installed upside down because it says interrupt reset upside down here. So that's a tad unfortunate, but not a big deal. We'll just remove that and go without it. There is a disc in the drive, or at least that's a holder. Keep the heads from clattering. And let's look at our serial number. Oh, no serial number down there. Where is it? Oh yeah, that's right. They had them underneath right here. So we have serial number. Let's focus in here, buddy. If we pull out a little bit. F643DMQM001E. So there's that. Let's fire it up. Let's see how the 512K models held up as opposed to the Plus models, which seem to do pretty well. Here we go. Alright, pretty healthy beep so far. And see if we need to, oh, no, we already have a disc icon. That's pretty fancy. Let's see if we can't get that disc ejected. Okay, so I've procured a Apple Macintosh 3.5-inch floppy disk drive floppy disk extractor tool, otherwise known as a unfolded paper clip. And let's see, stick it in this hole here and we push. Ah, there we go, we got it out. Hey, that wasn't too shabby. These things a lot of times are all gooed up, and I'm actually surprised this isn't. Let's see what we have here when we put this disc in. This disc, by the way, says Mac OS System 4.1 with a 5.5 Finder. And for this 512KE Enhanced. And we get this label here nice and firmed up. It's threatening to come off. I don't want it to start giving us trouble. I only have one chance to do this right. Okay, I don't know if that's set. Well, actually, here we go. We got a happy Mac. I mean, doubting. Look at that. It's even booting up. We should get a keyboard and mouse hooked up to this guy and see what we got. Let's do that. Alright, so I plugged in the keyboard, and while I was waiting for it to reboot, I went ahead and used some rubbing alcohol to remove these I believe they were Japanese characters probably. I confused the yen sign with the Chinese yuan sign, which wouldn't make any sense actually in the context of how old this is and when that would have been written. So, excuse my ignorance on that. Didn't mean to sound like a moron, which I am, but at any rate, neither here nor there. This thing is up and running. We have a working mouse. Oops, I should probably show you the screen. We have a nice working mouse. I don't have any response from the keyboard yet. Let me see. Let me get into something where I can type something in. Where's our notepad? Don't we have a notepad? Scrapbook. There we go. Let's see. What can we do with the scrapbook? Looks like we can do these things. That is, it explaining Okay, that's not what I wanted. But anyway, I gotta say, I'm surprised that this booted right up like that. These drives have given me so much trouble in the past, these Sony drives, gumming up, requiring cleaning and relubrication. So to pull this right out of the box like this and for it to work like that indicates to me that I probably worked on this at some point in the past and did all that, because there's no way that this would just come out so nicely like that. But at any rate, it's working pretty nicely. I just ejected the disc, or at least I thought I did. And we haven't... oh, nothing happened. Alright. Well, I still want to... Wait, now we're locked up. Alright, well anyway, cantankerous old computer, what can you expect? It's 40 years old now, just about. No, wait, 30 years old. So, that it got this far, I'm really quite surprised by. We seem to have locked up. But let's move on to the next one. We'll keep this disc around to try the next 512K enhanced and see what we got. Alright, we have arrived at the final Macintosh 512K enhanced. First, quick look at the box. This side of it is fairly decent. We have a little bit of abrasion right here, and this unfortunate marker pen, perhaps with some very careful application of a light bleach, maybe even some rubbing alcohol. You might be able to get that out. I wouldn't even bother. Again, got our yellowing tape residue, original shipping label. It went to a computer company in Dublin, apparently. Down here it looks like somebody cut off the evidence of purchase. Some serial number was probably right there, actually, for some sort of warranty or exchange or upgrade or something. This side of the box looks pretty darn good. It's got some dirt up here that might be removable. Got a little bit of unfortunate dinging here from storage, a little bit of ugly tape residue on this side, but otherwise a pretty nice looking box. Looks like I probably tried to rip off this strip of tape before, and then thought the better of repeating that because it took off part of the box. So I'd rather leave it myself, preserve the historical fabric as it were. A little bit of rubber band residue there. Let's see what we got. A dirty old mouse pad. Let's probably discard that. Here's our top styrofoam. It's shoved in here fairly tightly. A little dirty, but otherwise fairly, very much so intact. Throw it over there and cause some damage. Alright, let's see. We got our accessories. Let's turn these around proper this time. Here's our mouse accessory. Let's see what we have. It's a classic style mouse. Pretty dirty. And our classic size keyboard. Again, with some extra dirt. Extra historical fabric dirt to come along with it. There's some historically fabritical soda spill, looks like. Prototypical early period nerd soda spill on the keys. So let's move these aside. Let's pull out Mr. Macintosh, who looks fairly happy, if yellowed in traditional style. That is the fashion with old Macintoshes. They like to yellow themselves as they age. And here we have a plethora of cords. And this is a styrofoam insert that goes along next to the keyboard to keep it in place. And as you can see, it's fairly well polluted. This Apple serial cable here. The rest of the box looks pretty good. I don't see anything else in here. Styrofoam looks nice. Let's set the box aside. Let's check out Mr. Macintosh. Again, 512K enhanced model. Looks pretty good from the front. A little bit of dirt, nothing unexpected. Looks like somebody scribbled on the side here with some pen. Nothing, a little bit of light cleaning, can't take off quite easily. Let's check our battery compartment. No battery, good, and very clean inside. That's what you'd expect to see when the battery is removed proactively. Ports look good, back looks good. Model 512K, Macintosh 512K. No programmer switch installed, no big deal. Let's turn this around. Let's get our serial number, which is F64, focus please, F647AH4M001E. 0001E, sorry. Alright, let's plug them in. See what we have here. Turn it on. Good healthy beep, 4 for 4. Let's see if we get a rapid warm up here on the screen like the last time. Nope, it looks like we're not. And it looks like, I was premature on my 4 for 4. We had 4 for 4 good beeps, but we don't have 4 for 4 good booting Macintoshes. So, hard to tell what might be going on. Let's just give this a little Fonzie tap, turn it off, turn it back on again. It just needs a little boost here. A couple tries maybe. And I don't see anything. Now I do have, let's try this. I have our disc. I'm going to try this insert first, just to see how this mechanism works. Okay, that felt very clean going in. And let's use our professional ejector tool here. And not too much trouble ejecting it. Alright, I'm just going to see if I put this disc in, if it starts to boot. Let me smooth this label down again. This is coming off because it's old. And let's see what happens. Well, I hear booting. So we do have booting, we just have a bad screen apparently, which is unfortunate. Could be any number of issues, but it's definitely booting up. That's a nice healthy booting sound. So there you have it. 3 out of 4 ain't bad. It's more like 3.6 out of 4, I would say, if you were to add all the factors together. So there you have it. And there you have it. An encore review of all of the Macintoshes. Here's in left to right order and the order you saw them. Mr. Macintosh Plus number 1, Mr. Macintosh Plus number 2, Mr. Macintosh 512K Enhanced number 1, and Mr. Macintosh 512K Enhanced number 2, which I assure you is booted up. Just doesn't look the part, but he is. He's working away. And as you can see, I've attached our external 3.5-inch drive and put our system disk in here, and came up just fine. So it doesn't want to eject though, for whatever. Oh, I guess you have to do it the old school Macintosh way by trashing your disk. And there it is. And I can't explain it, folks. All the disk drives worked fine. That's an anomaly to me. I've always only ever had trouble with these Sony disk drives gooing up over time as they've been stored and not operated, but these all seem to be doing really well. This one was exhibiting a weird... Oh, wait, look at that. Look at that, folks. Look at that. This is... There we go. Haha. It's working. This mouse is not though, but the button is. So that's cool. And but this one over here is sort of doing the same thing that one was just fixed of. You see what I'm saying? Can't really see it. Oh, there you go. Kind of see it, hopefully in the recording. So there's some loose connector, power connector things going on in these. See, this one just went out again. Give it a little Fonzie tap. Anyway, so as you can see, there's slight issues with those two end ones. The middle ones seem to be solid. This one never gave me a problem. This one was exhibiting a similar problem earlier, but now it's not. But at any rate, as you can see, it's quite a lovely sight. 4 Macintoshes, 4 original Macintoshes, happily operating. Alright, maybe you're not going to cooperate. But anyway, it was a beautiful sight when it was. There you go, folks. Hope you enjoyed.